Hello everyone, welcome to J-Hook Crochet. I'm Reggie and this is Yarniversity. Very happy to have you all with me today, and happy Mother's Day to all of you. I hope you all had a good day. For those of you who are like me, live in Europe and your day is about to end. And I hope you will have a good day for those of you on the other side of the pond who's just starting their day or maybe having lunch right now. So happy Mother's Day to all of you. I hope you spend it well. And I am very grateful for those of you who decided to spend at least a little bit of it here with me. I'm very honored. To those of you who couldn't be here and are watching this on replay, then hello to you as well. And that is terribly understandable. That you weren't here during the live. If you're watching this and you're not sure if you are with us here live or are you on replay, the best way to find out is look on top of the chat window that's either right next to the video window or right under it, depending on what device you are watching. And if the top of that chat says top chat or live chat, then you are here live. And if it says top chat or live chat replay, then you're watching the replay. If you're watching this on replay and you're not interested in all the chitter chatter of the beginning, feel free to fast forward. The lesson itself begins about half an hour in, so about half an hour into the video, that's where the actual lesson begins. And if you're here with me live and you're not interested in my chitter chatter, then A, what are you doing here? And B, this is your time to, go to the toilet, get yourself a drink, get yourself set up. And like I said, about half an hour in is where I finish with all the administrative things of the week and get to the actual lesson. So, yeah. That was quite a week we had. If I look a little red, it's because I spent the entire day outside in the sun. I am terribly tired, so I'm sorry in advance for any weird things that might happen during today's live chat. So let's take attendance and see who's with us today. I see Lacey is here. Hello, Lacey. Welcome. Thank you for joining in. And Claptrap is here, and Anvita is here, and Doris from Rose Cottage Studio. Hello, Doris. And Debbie is here. Hello, Debbie. Happy Mother's Day. And Lizzie's here. Good morning to you. And hi to Catherine from Cat's Eye Catcher. She's my moderator on the chat. Welcome, Catherine. And hello, Dee. Granny D. Welcome. And hello to Angela. Hi, Angela. And Jana is here. Hello to you. And Crystal is here. Hello, Crystal. I hope your live yesterday was good. I could only pop in for a few minutes and it was already the end of it. So I sort of missed it and I'm sorry, but I will watch the replay because I'm very excited to see who won what. Hello to Vera, welcome in, and hello to Patricia, and hello to Sanita, hi. You just purchased the Asgard shawl. Oh, I'm very excited to see what you make with it. But we will talk about the Asgard shawl in just a second. So welcome to everyone coming in. Thank you for spending the time with me. I am truly grateful for that. And we have an interesting lesson today, so I will talk about that in just a second. But before, as I always do, I have a few administrative notices from things that happened throughout the week that I like to mention in the beginning of the live for those of you who are interested and are not using the time to go get a drink, go to the toilet, and so on. So first of all, I would like to welcome 2 new members who joined the membership program. It's Barb from Whisper Crochet, so welcome Barb, and Vincent Espinoza. So welcome to the 2 of you. Cheers to you. All of our members in the chat will welcome you also with their own cheers. So welcome new members. If you are not sure what the membership program is, the membership program of the channel allows you special perks that other subscribers and other viewers don't get. And if you're interested in that, the join button right next to the subscribe button underneath the video will, if you press that button, it will take you to a rundown of everything it means to be a member of the channel, and you will get all the details that you need in terms of what it gives you to be a member, and you will also get a rundown of what it takes from you in order to become a member, and you'll be able to choose what membership level you're interested in. So if you cannot see the join button, there is also a link in the description box below this video. So if you press that little arrow that opens the description box below the video, then there is a link that says join this channel membership or something like that to gain special perks, and if you press on that, then that will take you to the same page with the whole rundown of becoming a member. Yeah, so that those 2 new members who joined us this week brought the total number of members of the channel to 30, which allowed me to add another special emoji to my emoji collection. So some of you may have said, oh yeah, someone already used it. Lacey found my purple cupcake, which I'm very proud of. So I hope you guys enjoy that one. Lacey, that was not Catherine modeling the shawl, but I will get to that in just a second. Yeah, so thank you and welcome to our 2 new members. Now, the shawl pattern. Yeah, so the shawl pattern that everyone was following and very graciously commenting on and complimenting on for the past few weeks, the Asgard shawl, which I have here. So this is my version of it. 1 second, let me hold it the right way. This way? This way. So this is the Asgard shawl, for those of you who haven't seen it yet. That's my design. Imogen was wearing it for a while, and I've shown it here a few times before. Some of you have already seen it while it was building up, while I was developing the pattern, because I've showed it in other people's lives here and there. And this pattern was released this week. It is now available on my Etsy shop, and don't forget that if you are a viewer of the channel, you get 15% off, and the link to the Etsy shop as well as the code that will give you that 15% off is in the description box below this video. And if you are a member of the channel, you actually get 20% off in my Etsy shop. And if you haven't found that code after you became a member, if you don't know where it is, feel free to write me a private message and I will explain explain to you where exactly in YouTube you can see what the code is. So like I said, if you're a member of the channel, you get 20% off. Everyone else who's a viewer of the channel get 15% off. And everyone who is not a member or a subscriber can get 10% off with a special code, but they don't know it because they don't watch my channel. So this pattern was released. It is now out on the Etsy shop, and which brings me to the next thing, which is actually answering Lacey's question and bringing us to the next section of the administrative notes, which are a few shout outs. So I would like to show you I would like to shout out Linda. She has made the Asgard shawl, and look at Linda. She is also a member of the channel, and she also has a YouTube channel of her own. I have linked her channel in the description box below, Linda Simpson, so go and check her out. And here she is modeling the Asgard shawl, or her version of the Asgard shawl, which she made, I believe, using yarn that she got from Barb from Whisper Crochet. So that's Linda with the Asgard shawl. Beautiful work, Linda. Which brings us to Lacey's question, which was who is modeling the Asgard shawl in the picture that I posted on Instagram, as well as the picture that's actually the sale picture of the shawl on Etsy. So here she is. That's Ursula. For those of you who don't know Ursula is from OM Granny Square, and her link is also in the description box below this video, and she is wearing it beautifully. This is her version of the shawl. Again, she made it using my pattern. And if you want to know more about what did she use and everything, I'm pretty sure that she showed it in one of her videos, and if not, it's probably coming up. But speaking of Ursula, I also wanted to show you, I already spoke about it last week, but I didn't have a picture, so Ursula sent me a picture so that I can show you guys. Ursula is a top student of Yarniversity, and she takes everything that she learns here and puts it into good use. So she has designed this amazing poncho, and those of you who are on the Facebook group probably already saw it this week. And look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? This is Ursula's design. She designed this poncho using knowledge that she gained here on Yarniversity. So she used our math class to figure out the math of the motifs, and she also used our adjustment row knowledge in order to put them all together. And I am very, very proud of her. Ursula, you are a top, A+ student. Wonderful, wonderful work. And I do believe that Ursula is currently working on a tutorial for this. It will probably take a while because she needs to actually make a whole new poncho for the tutorial in order to film it. So, don't sit on her neck, but it is coming. So wonderful work, you ladies. And if any of you other students here have made something using any of my tutorials, any of my patterns, if you bought them on Etsy and made them, or if you used your Yarniversity knowledge to design something of your own, I want to see it and I want to show it to other people, and I want all of us to support each other and be proud of each other for the wonderful things that we do here together on my channel. So if you made anything following a Yarniversity class, or following one of my patterns, or following one of my tutorials, I would very much love to see. Please post it on our Facebook group or on Instagram, and you can tag me. It's all of my information, social media information, is in the description box below this video. And if you're not on any social media, I still want to shout you out, so send the pictures to my email. My email is also in the description box below this video. I really want to show everyone here the results of the wonderful things that we do here together. All right, now I can read the chat for a while, and woof, you guys have been talking. All right, everyone found a new emoji. Hello, Alice from Crafty Chats Cafe. Yes, it was Ursula modeling the shawl. Oh yeah, thank you, Debbie. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up. I totally skipped that part today. If you're just joining in, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up. If you're not yet subscribed to my channel, I would very much appreciate it if you consider subscribing to join our beautiful family here at Yarniversity. Oh, Lacey, you used the 15 instead of the 20. I'm sorry for that. All right, Sunita. Well, next time, you know, guys, just keep it in mind. I am feeling way better. Thank you, Alice. I'm feeling a lot better. Had a better week also. I have a perfect model, huh? All of my models are wonderful. Yes, and Ursula did an amazing job on her poncho, and I do hope that once that tutorial is up, you guys will go and check her out. Okay, so yeah, so we did the shoutouts, and I told you guys all about that, and I told you guys about the new pattern that's already on the Etsy shop. I wanted to tell you guys that according to a few minutes before this live started, there is only one more advent calendar left on the Etsy shop. So if you were planning on getting the advent calendar and you are, I don't know, waiting for something, there's only one left, and once they are sold out, they are sold out. Barb and I were discussing maybe adding a few more, but I cannot promise that. That will depend on a whole bunch of that will depend on a whole bunch of variables. So according to today, this minute, when that last one is sold out, it is sold out. Whether or not there will be any more up for grabs later, I cannot promise. So if that was something that you were planning to get, you might want to consider that. And that is all regarding the Etsy shop. One more thing I wanted to mention is I posted on Instagram today, and if you guys are on Instagram and are not following me yet, the link is in the description box below. Nobody has to, but I would very much appreciate it. And also, if you just want to see things that I work on or things that I'm in developing on and different stuff like that, things I make, then that is where you want to look, because my channel is not a vlog channel. I don't often sit here and show different things that I'm currently working on or talking about designs that I'm currently developing. So if you are interested in seeing those are on my Instagram. I don't do that here on YouTube. But today on Instagram, I posted a picture of a mommy and me baby or mommy and me poncho, which is a poncho that a mother can wear over a baby carrier when the baby is in the carrier, and it goes over and there's a place where the baby's head can come through, so you can wear the poncho over the carrier and it keeps both the mother and the baby warm. Now what's good about that poncho is that it's very good for those in between, for spring or fall, when it's like too warm to wear a jacket but still a little chilly, and it keeps both the mother and the baby warm. And it also is good during the winter time, where you can wear it underneath your jacket as an extra layer, and it's something that both the mother and the baby wear on top of what they're already wearing. So I am currently, well, if you're interested in the pattern itself, there is already a video tutorial on it on my channel. However, I have now written the pattern down into written form for those of you who prefer written form patterns. And for the written form, I'm currently looking for 2 or 3 people who would like to test that pattern, the written form of the pattern. As I've said, if you're interested in making the pattern and not testing the written pattern, and you're okay with following a video tutorial, there is a video tutorial already on my channel and you can watch it there and make it. But if you're interested in testing it for me, I am looking for specifically for testers who either have babies in those ages where you still carry them in the carrier, or have access to babies or to mothers with babies in that age, someone like if it's your daughter or your granddaughter or your neighbor, next door neighbor, or your best friend who just had a baby and is using a baby carrier, because I need testers to test the pattern but also test the functionality of it so that they will actually be able to put it over a carrier and see if it works well and take good pictures of the poncho actually being used by a mother carrying a baby in the carrier. So if you answer those tick marks, you know, and you want to test a pattern for me, then contact me. You can email me or you can message me on Facebook or on Instagram, because I'm currently looking for 2 or 3 more testers. I already have 2, but I need 2 or 3 more so that it will be, you know, like an even spread test. But it's kind of harder to find testers for this specific pattern because of the demands, because I need people who actually have access to kids that age and will be able to give me good input. Okay, so if you are, please contact me if you're interested in testing that pattern for me. Hi Judy, welcome in. Happy Mother's Day to you. I am feeling a lot better. Thank you for asking. Oh, Lacey, thank you. Hello Barb, welcome in. You missed me shouting you out in the beginning. That's okay, Crystal, it's fine. I know, Catherine. Maybe you can put your cat in a carrier. I'm not sure he would like that, though. Hey, Billy! Billy, did you get your prize already? I have been getting messages from people that they were getting their prize packages this past weekend, so I'm just interested if you happen to have your package already, if you got it. No more babies, yeah. Well, no more babies here as well. So I also, you know, when I developed this pattern, when I did the video tutorial, Jonathan was still small and he was still in the carrier. And he's actually the one that's in the picture. If you saw it, if you saw the picture on Instagram, that's Jonathan in the carrier. That picture was taken not recently. It was taken over a year and a half ago, which is about the time where the tutorial came up on the channel. But now I have written the pattern down in written form, but I no longer have a tiny baby to test it with. Happy Mother's Day, yes. Not yet. Well, let me know when you get it, okay? I just want to, you know, just want to make sure that all the packages arrive safely to their destinations. All right, well, if you're just walking in, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, I would very much appreciate it if you consider subscribing. Last thing I want to say before, you know, we get on to today's lesson. If you weren't here yesterday or if you missed by any chance, I am now an Ice Yarn designer program participant. I have received my yarn, but you will see that, you know, it's coming up this week. And I'm about to I'm going to be designing different designs using Ice Yarns, and the designs will come up on their blog, on my blog, as video tutorials on my channel, and so on. As part of that designer program, I also have an Ice Yarn affiliate link. If any of you shop on Ice Yarn regularly, not regularly, if you're just planning to put an order in or whatever, you don't have to. Nobody has to, but I would very much appreciate it if you will use my link to shop on Ice Yarn. It doesn't give me a huge kickback. I'm telling you, I'm not like getting rich off of it, okay? But it does help me, and you know that every cent that comes in through the channel is being put back into the channel. So if you were like planning on putting on an ice order, or you're, you know, just regularly shop here and there on ice, I would very much appreciate it if you use my link to shop. The link is in the description box below this video. I would also like to point out that it only works if you use my link when you check out. So if you use my link, fill up your cart and leave, and then later on go regularly to Ice Yarn and check out, it does not count. But if you press on my link and fill up your cart and then check out, or just fill up your cart and then press on my link and then check out, then it counts. I'm just saying that in case, you know, because I know that a lot of other people, I personally don't have an Amazon affiliate link, but I know that a lot of other YouTubers in our community do have Amazon affiliate links, and that is the way they work. So if you press on the affiliate link and then you shop and check out, that counts as a purchase that was made following the affiliate link. But if you press on the affiliate link, fill up your cart, leave the website, close the window for any reason, and then later on go onto the website normally, not through the affiliate link, and check out, that purchase does not count as an affiliate purchase. I'm just pointing that out in case someone didn't know. I, again, do not expect that yet now everyone will only shop through my link, but I would appreciate it. It's, again, it's like pennies. Yeah, I'm not getting rich off of this, but it would very much help with the channel. You want a protective layer if you want to carry your cats around. You have a long-haired Chihuahua that is his baby. We always joke that we were getting him one of those baby carriers. Oh, that would be hilarious, Lacey. That would be hilarious. Oh. Yeah, right. A bodysuit to carry a cat like that, right? I did used to have a ragdoll cat. They pretty much just lay there, and she would probably let me carry her in a carrier, but not any other cat that I know. Definitely not Catherine's Maine Coon, if you've seen them. Oh my god. Hello, Hannah. Welcome in. Happy Sunday. Thank you for lurking, and happy Mother's Day. Thank you, Jean. Yeah, I'm very happy to be working with Ice Yarns. I have made one pattern for them in the past. It was, again, about a year and a few months ago. I did my ZZ slipper socks with them. If you guys have happened to come across that, that is also a tutorial on my channel that was made with Ice Yarns for Ice Yarns, and the pattern is on their blog. Now, following that collaboration, I did get a request to keep working with them, but I had a lot of things going on, and this past year has been very, very packed for me. So it took me a while to actually get back to them. But now, you know, things are working out. I got a message for the followers in my WhatsApp. I got a message for the followers in my WhatsApp. Okay. I can't read it right now. I will read it later. You can get carriers for little dogs and cats. Really? Like specific ones that are for dogs and cats? The downside is the amount you have to order. Yes, exactly. Catherine and I agree, which was also one of the reasons why I stopped actually ordering from them. Because I love their yarns. They're very good yarns. But I just, I couldn't deal with the whole way that they ship. You cannot get just one ball. You have to get a whole pack. They advertise it as one ball costs $1.99, but actually you have to buy 5 of them or 8 of them. And then the shipping costs, because you buy a large amount, kind of was a big dump on my end. But now, well, I mean, I'm not buying the yarn. Again, I'm going to be very clear with you guys. It is the part of the designer program is that they send me the yarn in order to design, which is also why I can, you know, get the yarns now, because if I had to get them shipped, I would probably have to pay a lot, and I wouldn't have done that. Your Maine Coons love to be carried around, but he needs to have his front paws over your shoulders. Oh wow, like so literally like a baby. For the front facing, legs face out. Really? Oh, I've never seen that. Hi Kim, welcome in. Okay, so we are now past the first half an hour mark, and I have said all the administrative notices that I had for today. So we can begin today's lesson. And today's lesson, if you, first of all, if you guys have missed any of the previous parts of this design workshop, they are all still available on my channel. All you have to do is go back to the channel itself, go to the video tabs, you will find them there, or you can go to the playlist tabs, press on the Yarniversity playlist, and all Yarniversity classes from the past will be available there. But this design workshop is pretty much a kind of a layer or build up program. So if there's anything that I'm talking about today that you don't understand because you didn't watch the previous ones, I am very sorry about it. I cannot keep repeating things that I've already explained in other ones. So if my answer to you was we spoke about that in part 1, and you're gonna have to go and watch that, it's not because I want you to go and watch the video, it's because it's not fair to the people who are following week after week after week, and I will just sit here and say the same things. So it is a build-up program, and if you're watching today, which is part 4, you can stay with us, watch through, and then go back and watch part 1, 2, and 3 so that it will fill out those parts that you didn't understand. There will be another part for part 5, which will be the final part, and that will be next week. And after that, we will have a new Yarniversity topic. But today's topic is construction of different things, different garments, and different ways of constructing garments. And this is what we're going to talk about today. Hello, Mare, welcome in. So, let's see. If I's using your talent and the influence you have, they should pay shipping and more. Yeah, well, that's exactly what I said. I mean, if I had to pay for the yarn, then or the shipping, then I would not be working with them. But since they are sending it to me in order for me to design for them, and then they are, well, the it's not the downside, but the designs will belong to Ice Yarn. They will not belong to me. So, but other than that, you know, So, yeah, talking about construction. So today we are talking about construction of different garments and different ways to construct garments. And to begin, I would like to, as I do, ask you guys a question. And the question is, what are some different methods of construction, different things? Not necessarily, you know, sweaters or clothes or dresses. Different crochet things, different method of construction that you know that you had experience with, or on the other hand, maybe methods of constructions that you stray away from because you're scared to try them. So maybe things like, oh, I look at the pattern, but if it's this construction method, then I don't do it, or I go to the next one. So let me know in the chat, what are some construction methods that you have tried in the past? And what are some construction methods that you are scared to try or prefer not to do? Can you choose the yarn yourself? What do you mean, Francine? Can I choose what yarn? That I get from Ice for my design? But will they pay for royalty fees since you designed it? Yeah, okay, so... Well, for those of you who are interested, what's going on with Ice Yarns is that I let them know what kind of, or I let them know what yarn I want to work with and what is my design idea for it. If they like it and want me to make it, so I give them like a application. Yeah, I said I would like to make this and this sort of design. It will be constructed in this and this and that way. The level will be XYZ. And this is the materials you will need for it. And then if this design is or meets their expectations, then they will send me the yarn that I need for that project. And then I will write up the pattern, which will go to them, to their blog. And I will make a video tutorial, which will go on my channel. and that's how it works. So I do get to choose the yarn, but I don't actually get to choose the yarn because they get to choose if I make that project or not, and then only the project that they need I get. Hello, Tracy from Crochet Rocks. Welcome in. All right, so Dory says she likes Raglan styled tops. And Catherine says, do you mean like bottom up? Yeah, exactly. Bottom up, top down, Raglan, no sew, separates where you make each part separately and then sew it all together. Jana says she prefers top-down hats. So in beanies, she prefers top-down and not the ones that start with the brim and go up. Mary says motifs. Does that mean you like to make motifs? You don't like to make motifs? You like it? I love seeing new yarn too. I love seeing new yarn. I love showing new yarn. I'm an enabler. You guys all know. Hello, Eileen. Hey, I haven't been here for a while. Welcome in. If there are too many pieces to put together, you will get bored. All right, but you do like Raglan style. Doris says also for hats, she likes the top down. Debbie says she wants to try top down on tops and sweaters so she can try on as you make it. Yes, exactly. Exactly, Debbie, that is exactly what I meant. Top down and bottom up. Patricia says she doesn't feel like building things like sweaters in panels, then sew it together. So you usually still use the pattern, but find a way to do it all at once. Oh, that is a good way to adjust the pattern. Lisa, for construction, she likes patterns where you don't have to sew parts to each other. All right. Kim's also a top-down Raglan. Catherine says she doesn't like sewing together the pieces, would really like to try a Raglan. Have you not done Raglan in crochet yet, Catherine? Angela is also not keen on separates as her row count doesn't always match up. I get that. Lacey says she doesn't like the vertical over the shoulder method. Her chain always seems to be too tight and it makes the panels weird. Vertical over the shoulder? You mean the one that goes like that you make it in rows like this and then you chain for the like side to side? Is that what you mean? Side to side. Francie says the only one she made is top down. Really like doing that. All right. Claptrap is scared to try bottom up hats. So ones that start from the brim and go up. Okay. Debbie says she hasn't done many wearables. Well, Debbie, that's why I said I don't mean one item specifically. It can also be a bag. Is there a specific method of making a bag that you're scared to try, or is it one, or maybe there is one that you always use? Same with amigurumi. For example, when I make an amigurumi, I like one piece amigurumi, stuff as you go. So no sewing in the legs, the head, the arms. I like all-in-one patterns for amigurumi, for example. You think you all agree that no sewing? Yeah, I think that's something that's like crochet worldwide. People don't like sewing parts together. Julie is new to making cardigans and sweaters. You're on learning curve. Okay, but Julie, what kind of cardigans and sweaters have you made so far? Have you made mainly cocoon sweaters, top down, bottom up, different parts sewn together? Doris likes working in the round. I like working in the round too. Hello, Proverb 31 Yarn. Happy Mother's Day to you. Would you like to tell us your name so that we know what to call you, or should I continue calling you Proverbs? Let me know. Catherine hasn't done any raglan in crochet. Ooh, you should. You really wish there was more video tutorials for tops for plus size women. You're a 2X and it's always hard to find. I agree with you 100% on the tutorials that don't give sizes. However, my tutorials are all like any size. I explain how to do any size you want on my tutorials, and anyone who ever used any of my tutorials know that. Also in my written patterns, I also explain always how to adjust to any size you need. But this is what this whole, design workshop is all about, to learn to take any pattern you want and make it any size you want. So if you haven't, I highly recommend that you go back to watch parts 1, 2, and 3, where I explained a lot of different ways of how you can take a pattern that's not written in sizes and make it in different sizes. Debbie says all in one is the best. Lacey says she doesn't like when you work a chain from the bottom front over the shoulder. Yeah, so side to side. That's what you mean. Yeah, Lacey, I get that. Catherine likes to make triangular and half round shawls better than rectangular. Okay. Hi Renee, welcome in. Happy Mother's Day. Good, another person who likes working around. You would like to make that jacket behind me? This is the Sherwood cape, and the tutorial for it is on my channel. And if you would like to make it, all you have to do is go back to the channel, find the tutorial. It's very, very easy. This is called the Sherwood cape. By the way, the Sherwood cape is a one-piece no-sew, so cool. Happy Mother's Day, Nancy. Thank you for joining in. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Julie says what she made so far is things that were different parts. Had to make the front, back, sides, and sleeves for the cardigan. For the sweater, you finish the front and halfway through the back. You have to sew both projects together. So both projects are projects that are separate parts which are being sewn together. All right. Perfectly Imperfect Crochet. I love your name. Would you like to tell us your actual name so that we can call you that? Just put it in a chat. You don't have to, but if you like. Happy Mother's Day to you too. I actually did have an amazing day. I hope everyone else does too. Judy tends to avoid patterns that don't have charts. You're a visual person. I love charts. I love charts. And Julie says she's restricted on wearables due to size, but you're working on one now that explained how to do the math to increase sizes. Good. Yeah, well, that's like I said. I encourage any designers that are watching me right now to go through the design workshop Yarniversity series and design your patterns in a way that allows your user to adjust it to whatever size they want, because that would make your pattern followers that much happier. Plus, you address a larger audience where you let people size it to their needs and not limit to the sizes that you have tested. Francis says her daughter found she was crazy because you already made 8 shawls. Why is that crazy? I don't see crazy in that. I make like a shawl a week. All right. So now that we have discussed all the different, methods you like, methods you don't like, methods you avoid, let's do a short run through of, the methods which are out there. Okay. And I will go through different methods of construction, and I will show you items that I have that are made in that method to better explain what the method is. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you an item, explain to you what method it's made, and then we're going to talk about that method and how to construct a garment in that method. And then we're going to talk about the next one. So that's pretty much what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to go method by method. What does it look like? And then how do you do it if you want to construct a garment like that yourself? And then hopefully, if some of you have strayed away from these kind of patterns before, this will kind of give you like a clearer view of how it works and maybe put that fear away. And if there are some of you who are using this workshop in order to design, maybe this will give you some ideas of how you can adjust your design to, you know, so that if you did one method but you prefer to do it another, you want to have at least sewing as possible and so on, I will explain all those different kinds of designs, okay? What yarn did I use for the cape behind me? This is Cookie. All of these here, you see these? All these cakes here, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 that I have here. Cookie from Hobby. If you go on the Hobby website, you can get those. I do believe they are actually on sale now. They're like €7.90 or something like that. Best acrylic yarn I've ever used. If you like, it's 100% acrylic. My personal favorite yarn till today, you know, my favorite yarn that I've come across until today. This one, Cookie from Hobby. Hobbii. There is a link in the description box below. If you've never shopped on Hobby before, you should join their customer family. They call it the Hobby family before shopping, because you gain points with every purchase you make, and then you can use those points towards getting different things on the website. So in the description box below is a link that will take you directly to the join page on the website, and then when you join the family, you can start buying on the website and gaining points. If you did shop at Hobby before and did not know this, again, press the link below. It will take you directly to the join page. She doesn't see it as a garment or an accessory. Really? Why? I love shawls. What weight is it? Cookie. Okay. So Cookie yarn. A small detour. Cookie yarn comes in a large variety of colors. You know what? I love you guys too much. Don't say I don't love you guys. Cookie yarn. All right, so this is Cookie. That is currently the price in euros, okay? Currently $7.90 on the sale on the website. If you get 8 or more, it will be $7.60 for each. Why is this? No, block. I don't want notifications. So yeah, you can see there are a lot of different colors. Specifically, my cape is made in this color. It's the burgundy color, which you all know is my favorite color, burgundy. This is this color that's on Imaging right now. Other colors that I like and also have is this one. This is the fuchsia color. It's also very pretty. That one, the mustard color, it is amazing. It works up beautifully. I made someone a sweater with it. I sadly don't have it to show you because I used it. And the bohemian, where is it? No, this is Cookie. Heather. Wait, where is the bohemian one? Nostalgia, flowery, bohemian. This one. So this one is Cookie Bohemian, and those of you who live in the US, you will probably tell me, hey, that looks a lot like that and that yarn, which I don't remember right now because I don't live in the US and I don't know what yarn it is, but I have seen different people show it on their YouTube and saying that reminds me a lot of that yarn from Hobbii. So yeah, this specific colorway, this Cookie Bohemian, is also available in some form of yarn in the US, but I don't know if it's exactly the same yarn. So Cookie comes in 200 grams, 600 meters, which is a very generous amount. This cape that I made, I used 3 cakes. I actually, it was like 2.5, but I needed 3 cakes for this project. And of course, if you're making a larger side or you're making it longer or wider, which I explained on the video how to do, then you will need more. And it is classified as a medium weight, as you can see here. I tend to agree with that. So for mine, I used a 6mm hook, which is a J hook, which is the best hook, as we all know. All right, sorry, that was a small detour because, you know, whenever someone gets me talking about Hobbii, I get carried away. Similar to Red Heart, roll with it, says Jean. Okay, yeah, that's the one I was talking about. You would love the sweater in the mustard. Yeah, it's beautiful. It is. It's beautiful yarn. I totally recommend it. Okay, so sorry, that was a small detour. You guys know, whenever someone gets me talking about Hobbii, I can sit here and talk only about Hobbii, which I did actually. I did actually have one live that I did, which was all about Hobbii. Maybe it's about time to do another one because I have so many new yarns. If anyone's interested in that, you know, tell me, I will do it. All right, so construction. The first way of constructing a garment that I want to talk about is Raglan, because personally, I think, especially for people who are either just starting to design or are just verging into making garments, not specifically designing them, but making other people's patterns, or if you're, I feel like Raglan is the thing that is the easiest to start with because it looks like it's complicated, but it's actually not. And once you get that down, you can do any of the other methods very easily. Never apologize for detouring for yarn. I know. Right? So yeah, so Raglan is the first thing I want to talk about, and also it is like the absolute no-sew method, right? There will be like places where you might have to reattach your yarn, for example, for sleeves and so on, or for a higher neckline or whatever, but you would not have to sew any parts together, which is, you know, one of the things that I like the best about Raglan, and we were all discussing before how much we like not sewing parts together. So Raglan. And I've shown this specific top a few times here before. Imogen was also wearing it for a few weeks. This is a top-down square Raglan alpine stitch top. And all right, Tracy, thank you. Right, it's a no-fail method, exactly. And it also is very, very easy to adjust. So Raglan is this method that begins with the neckline and goes down. It is constructed in a way where we start here at this point here where you see this one row that is a little lighter. That would be the first row, and then we increase for the yoke until we have a piece that's big enough to cover the top of our chest and breast until right under the armpits, so that when you put it over your head, it lays like this. Just imagine that the bottom part, right, is not here. So, sorry. So you make the yoke until here, until this point here. And then you fold it in half, just as you see it now. And then you start working in the round, around, around, around to make the body. It is extremely easy. Why? Because you only work in the round. You work in the round until the yoke is big enough, then you fold it in half, and then you work in the round until you have the length that you want. If you are interested in adding sleeves, all you have to do is rejoin your yarn at the armholes and add a sleeve. So work like a tube for your sleeve, right? This is why this method is so easy. Now, what I like about Raglan is that you can pretty much make your neck opening whichever shape you want. So you can make a round neck like this one, or like the Abigail dress, for those of you who have seen or made that one. I also showed it a few times on here. So the Abigail dress is made the same way. It also has a round neckline. So this one is a round neckline. Sorry, I confused you guys before. This one is a square neckline. The Abigail dress is a round neckline. And if you remember the dress that Imogen was wearing last week, that was made with a octagon neckline. So you can pretty much make whatever shape neckline you want. It only depends on your increases. If you want a square neckline, you increase at the corners just like you do a square blanket. If you want a round neckline, you increase evenly around, just like when you make a carpet, right? A round carpet. So you have to increase all the way around evenly so that it will lay flat, the same way with a Raglan neckline. If you want to have more points than just 4, like if you want a hexagon, octagon, whatever, you make the points by doing the increase at the corners, the points which will give you the shape that you want. You want a V, then you only have 2 points where you increase at the V in the front and the back, and then you get like a poncho, you know, the poncho style V. That is the easiest method there is, which is why I like it so much. After you have your yoke, the size that you need it, so that when you put it over your head and it lays on top of your chest, it goes all the way until under your armpits. You pretty much fold it in half, and then you work around, and whenever you get to the stitches that are over your shoulder or over the sleeve or where your arm holes needs to be, you skip those stitches and then you attach to the front. So you pretty much like fold your work in half. So if we're talking about the Abigail dress, for example, I will hold it like this so that you guys will understand. So when I was working the yoke, it was round. I was working it, let me hold it like this. I was working it like this. And then when it came the time, I folded this circle in half like this and only skipped all these stitches. So I worked, this is the back. So I worked the beginning of the row until I got here, skipped all of these stitches and continue working these stitches here, which pretty much folded my yoke in half, which gave it this shape. And that's what you do with Raglan. So you make the top, the increases the way you want it until it's the size you want it to be. You fold it in half and then you attach it together and you just work in a round until your piece is long enough. That is Raglan. This is why it's so easy, so wonderful. Once you're done, your piece is long enough, it's the length you want it to be, you add a brim on the bottom or not add a brim of the bottom the way you want it. You can reattach your yarn to work the sleeve. You can reattach your yarn at the neckline and make it turtleneck like this one, right? So that is Raglan. Any questions specifically about that method, you can ask them now. Okay, Lacey says she wants to become comfortable with designing your raglan tops. Well, Lacey, let me know if that helped. What do you mean by fold in half, then continue working the bodice? Jana, I hope that was... I hope I answered that. Hello, Crochet Nana Michelle. Is Michelle your name? Welcome in. Okay, Jana says she thinks she understands the folding in half parts now. Okay. Do you slip stitch the stitches you skip or work with a separate thread? You don't, neither. You just skip them. So, oh, I wish I had one ready to show you guys. It's very hard to explain like this, but here at this dress, where's my camera? Where is my... Wait, I'm holding it wrong. Okay, this was my starting chain, yeah? So the opening here. And then I worked like a flat circle. And when the circle, when I put this over the head, was the size that I wanted it to be, I folded it in half. And here, as you can see, because you can see my joint spot at the back, I hope you guys can see that. See where my stitches always joined, where I went up a row. So when I started this row here, I worked all the way until I got here. And then, instead of working those armhole stitches, I made a chain. So I chained. This is the last stitch that I worked, and then I made a chain. And then the next stitch that I worked was this. So I skipped all these stitches. So then when I finished the round, you know, these stitches, the sleeve stitches remained unworked, which created this armhole. And this is the chain that I made to skip them. But you don't have to make a chain to skip them. If you're making a baby size thing, you will probably not have to make a chain to skip them, because it will be enough if you just skip them and work the next stitch, because babies have smaller arms. They don't need such a big arm opening. You need to... Where was I? Francine, you see no beginning and end of the rows where? On the dress? There is one part where you see beginning and end, which is where I just showed. Because this is the one part where I joined the rounds. But the rest, the reason you don't see a place where it starts or begin is because it isn't. It's working in a spiral. There is no joining at the beginning of the round and chaining up. It's spiral. Is there any standard for armhole measurements for each size? There is no standard, Lacey. The best way when you design a garment or you make something for someone that's not you is to either get their measurements or get a piece of their clothing, so that you'll know how much you need all around. And then when you fold your piece in two, before it's time to join for the arms, you have to measure how much you have from side to side in the front, how much you have from side to side in the back. Let's say, just for the purpose of example now, let's say it's 10 inches and you need 20 inches. That means you need to add 10 inches on each side, which means the chain that you're chaining for under the armholes needs to be 10 inches on each side. That is the method, but there is no standard. All right, Liz has no questions. Lacey understands. Right, you attach front to back and just continue in a circle. Do you know how long to make the chain for the armhole? Jana, I think that, I hope that what I just said explained that. Catherine says she got it now. You're guessing the number of chain must also fit your stitch count. If there is a pattern, for example here, where the entire garment is made in the alpine stitch, then yes, it has to fit the count, because if it wouldn't fit the count, my pattern wouldn't work. So you will see that the top part and the bottom part don't match, because there will be like a line here where the stitches don't align. So yes, when adding the chains under the arms, you need to make sure you still keep count on your stitch count, and you have to make sure that you chain the same amount in both sides, obviously. Thank you, Renee. Yeah, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up, everyone. All right, I'm glad you guys all understand. And so any questions specifically about raglan construction? Yeah, Jana, it's funny. I kind of like, I explain and then I read the chat and then I'm like, oh, someone actually asked that. But I hope the explanations that I gave you an answer to the questions that you were asking. Hello, Divergent Crafter. Welcome in. You're late. You'll be watching the replay. All right. Thank you. Oh, I'm very happy you like it. All right. So that was raglan. And like I said, I personally think it is the easiest method of construction. There is no sewing at all, and you can really easily adjust it to any size you want, because you make the yoke. Oh, you need it bigger, just continue working rows of the yoke. You need it smaller, work less rows of the yoke. You fold it up, you need more space under the arms, chain a longer chain. You need less, don't chain less. Working around the body, you want to give it a shape. You want a boxy sweater, keep working around like this. You want it more like a bodies, like, how do you say, more shaped, more figurbetont in German. So you need to increase a little, then decrease a little. It will give your garment this shape, but it's all made in one piece, which is what I really like about raglan. And raglan garments that are designed in this way are the easiest to adjust, because you can, if you want it sleeveless, then just leave it sleeveless. Don't add the sleeves. You want to add sleeves, you can decide which length of sleeve you want. You want just a short one, you want it until here, until the elbow and all the way down. You just rejoin your yarn and work your sleeves. You want a turtleneck neck that's just a little high all the way up. You want to fold it over. It's very easy to adjust, because it's all one piece, no sew. You don't have to think about increases and so on. You have your increase and you just keep doing it until it's big enough. Figure forming. Fitted. Yes, that is the word I was looking for. Thank you very much. Fitted. Yes, it is. I think it's the best for beginners to start with a raglan. You would also compare to an article of clothing for the head hole size correct. Yeah, Lacey, if you have an item, a clothing item of the person that you're making it for, it makes your entire work easier, because your beginning chain, you know, you chain your beginning chain and then you put it around the neck hole of the garment that you have, and you see, is it big enough, is it small, do I want a bigger opening at the neck, do I want a smaller, and so on. Right, I mean, of course, if you have the person, you just put it on them. I'm very happy, Lacey, that that explanation was useful for you. For people who are gifted, yes, in the boobage area, the front will need a bit more slack than the back. Do you adapt when making the yoke, or when you are at the bottom part? You adapt after you fold it in half. So once you fold it in half, and adding the chains under the armpit, it's about the same, you know, this is the area where you will need the more space, so that those chains for under the armpit, this is what will give you the more, you know, bigger, smaller boobage area, because the yoke is pretty much until here, the top of the armpit. So everything that comes underneath it will be adjusted by the chains that go under the arms. All right, so that was Raglan. And I didn't link it, but again, if you're interested in the tutorial for the Abigail dress, which is this dress that I showed you, which my tutorial explained how to adjust it to any size you want. This one is a 2-year-old, but I have seen already on Instagram pictures of people who made them adult sizes. Girls, specifically of all ages, love them because they twirl so nicely. So, I mean, I didn't link the link to the tutorial, but just go back to the channel and it's on there. That is the Abigail dress. And the other top that I showed is not a design that's available on my channel. It is a design by another designer. And if anyone is interested in that, then you can check it out on my Instagram. There are all the details for that one from when I tested that pattern for that specific designer. Crochet. What is FBA? I'm very sorry. Will your breasts take up the extra without bagging in the back? Yeah, that's normally the way it works. That's normally how it works. Okay. So that was Raglan. The next method I wanted to talk about is the bottom up, but where is my... Here, okay. So Raglan is also, you know, Raglan is a top down. Okay, so the method is called Raglan. It is also referred to as a top down. Anything that starts with around the neck and then is made as a one piece all the way down, no sew. Full bust adjustment. Oh, yes, exactly. Yes, it is exactly like that. Thank you for that. I had no idea that's what it's called. Hobbii has a free pattern using that style. That was my first experience with it. Yes, Hobbii has a lot of free patterns on their website. You guys haven't checked them out yet. They have wonderful things. You just realize breasts is the one thing you can say in Hebrew. Really? Catherine? I mean, okay, I know that like normally when you learn or when you like learn words in new language, normally the square words are the way to go, but like why, where, how? I'm really interested in that story. I'm not sure it is appropriate for this chat, but I need to hear it somehow. Thank you, Angela, for being here. What Jana said. Okay, all right. Yes, that is correct, Catherine. But why do you know that? Um, all right. So Raglan was a top down, and now we're going to talk about bottom up. Now, once again, I'm using a piece that I have made, and a tutorial for this is on my channel. And I did link this one in the description box below. This is my ruffle. Oh, let me just. All right, this is my ruffle. Top. So if anyone's interested in making that, it's available. The tutorial will show you how to make it a halter top. I personally have, after I made the tutorial, adjusted it to only be a strapeless. But in order to explain to you how it is constructed, I'm going to turn it inside out so that I can show you stitches. Barb came back from eating dinner to hear Catherine talking about breasts. It's a great thing to come back to. Oh, okay. Catherine. All right, so I have turned it inside out. So please don't mind the shape, because this is not what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to be worn the other way around. But this is a top-down pattern. Now, it's very easy. A top-down pattern is pretty much everything that you... sorry, this is a bottom-up pattern. So a bottom-up pattern is pretty much everything that you start from the bottom of the garment. It doesn't have to be your weight, yeah? But so it could be... if this is my top, something that starts here and I build it up, or it can also be a dress. So, it can also be something that starts all the way at my ankles and works up, but as long as it's from the bottom of the garments up, it is a bottom-up construction. So, in this specific case, which again, it's just like, the example case, this is the beginning chain, and it was worked in the round. So you work it around until you get to under the armpits. Now, the same way that we make raglan, and then we have to chain underneath the armpits to allow enough room for our arms to go through, it is the same when you build a bottom up. Only when you build the bottom up, you cannot continue to the top part in one part, because then you won't have room for the arms. So normally when you do a bottom up part, you make it all the way until under the armpits, and then it doesn't matter if it has shaping, if it doesn't have shaping. That is a design option, if you want it like fitted around the waist or not. That doesn't matter. The construction is the same. It starts from the bottom, it works in the round until you get to under the armpit, and then you pretty much divide it to front and back. So you either work the front first or the back first, and then you work the back or the front, the shape that you want it to be, all the way to above the shoulder, and then you sew the shoulder, so the front to the back here. So if it is a bottom up v-neck, for example, then you even have more work, because you will work it until you get here to under the armpits. Then you will work back and forth until you get to the point where the V is starting, and then you will only work one side, increasing on one side of the V. Then you will have to reattach your yarn here, working the other side, increasing on the other side of the V until you get to the shoulders in both sides, and then you will work the back as a one piece and sew them together at the shoulder. So a bottom up is not really a no-sew, because you always end up sewing the shoulders together. But it is a very minimal sew. In the same way, there are cardigans that are made bottom up. So you pretty much make the whole piece, and then you make it all the way up until you get to under the armpits, and then you divide it into front. So you work the 2 panels for the front and back, and you leave a few rows in the middle that are not worked, and then you fold it like this and sew in the shoulders, and then you have a cardigan. I hope that was understandable. I hope that made sense. Off subject, but not fully. How do we know which method is best from top up or bottom up? From top up or bottom down for our design idea? I think that pretty much depends on, you know, how you want your. There is no like what's the best. It's a design choice. But if you do a bottom up, you have to take under consideration that once you get to that part where you divide front and back, and you have to work the back separately and the front separately, you work rows back and front. So you keep flipping your work, because the top part from under the armpits all the way up is worked like this. So you keep flipping at the end of the row, you keep flipping your work, so you will have front and back rows. So if you want it to be cohesive, then your entire work from the bottom up has to be turned at the end of each row. Even though you work in the round, you will still have to work around, turn, work around the other way around, turn, work around. Other way, it won't be cohesive. Otherwise, when you get to the top part where you have to start turning your work up and down, it will look different than the part that went up. So that is something to consider. When you make raglan, you normally don't turn, or you don't have to turn, because otherwise, unless your specific stitch that you're working with requires that you turn at the end of each row. But otherwise, there is no need to turn. You just work around, round. But if you work bottom up, you will have to turn, otherwise your whole work will look incohesive. You've been wanting to make a skirt. Why haven't I thought of bottom up? You will try it. Yes, Eileen, I would love to see it once you do. You find bottom up harder to adapt the pattern while working. I don't know about adapting. I do know that I find that bottom up is sort of like a more complex. It's not a complex construction, but it has more attaching and detaching and reattaching of the yarn every time you start anew. So especially if you make a V-neck. With a round neck, it's maybe easier, but still you will at some point have to divide to front left and front right. Unless you make a boat neck, and then that's easy, because you just make it all the way up and sew it on sides. All right, Debbie, all right. I'm glad that made sense. But I hope, Divergent Crafter, that that the information about, you know, the fact that you have to turn your work and attach and detach or fasten off and reattach your yarns to make separate parts of the bottom up help your question about the difference in between them. How do you know what's better? I don't know what's better. I can tell you, like I said, I of course prefer bottom down. But for example, you know, all these summery lacy cardigans that have like pretty much mesh rows that are very like airy, and you see them and they're more like a fashion item because they don't really keep you warm. So those are a lot of times made bottom up, because what you do is you pretty much sew a big you crochet a big rectangle until a certain part, and then you add like 2 more rectangles and 1 in the middle. Then, like I said, you fold it. Let me real quick. I'm going to do some creative. Basteln, we call it in German. So, there. Please excuse me if it's not really, you know, if it's not 100% symmetrical, but this is the shape. So there are a lot of like these summer lufty is again a German word, airy cardigans. What you do is you start here at the bottom. So this is your beginning chain, and then you crochet it all the way up to here. This will be like the under the armpits part. And then you work back and forth rows for this part. Reattach your yarn, skip a few stitches, and work the middle part. Skip a few stitches, reattach your yarn, and work this part. And then you fold them like this. And sew the top together. So this will be your shoulders, and you sew in the top, and then you get like a, see, these will be like the armholes. You get like a little vest. So a lot of those summery, airy, lacy mesh cardigans are made this way. Why? Because it's very, very easy. You make a big rectangle, and then you just reattach your yarn, work this part, reattach your yarn, work the middle part, reattach your yarn, work this, and then you fold them and sew the shoulders together. And then if you want, you add a brim. You don't add a brim. It's a design choice. But this method of working is very easy for those lacy patterns, because all you do is like, you don't have to figure out increasing or decreasing. You're just working rectangles. So, you know, so if that's the kind of thing that you're designing, if it has no shaping to it, then maybe, you know, bottom down is very easy. But if it's something that requires, you know, more shaping, has more texture, then maybe Raglan is the way to go. I hope that helps. Kim agrees, bottom up is more work. Not great with variegated yarns either, says Catherine, because you know, you keep reattaching and you have to keep track on your colors. I agree with that. Yes. Exactly. The color changes will not be the same if it's a bottom up. All right. Questions about bottom up. Did you like my paper craft work? Give me a thumbs up. I think you can tell I spent the day in the sun. Yeah. You can tell top down or piecing will be your way to go. All right. I hope that helped. I hope that was helpful information. So, all right. So we did top down and bottom up. Papercraft was seriously helpful, says Debbie. I'm glad it was helpful and entertaining to you guys. Excellent demonstration. I'm happy that that helped you all. Hi, Boca. Welcome in. Thanks for joining us today. Happy Mother's Day to you. Cheers. Origami crochet. That's one way to describe it. You love the paper method. I'm glad. This was a visual aid. And being brought up in cold climates, you always wondered what's the point of lacy poncho. I agree. for you, a poncho is supposed to keep you warm, an alternative to a cardigan. You understand a fashion shawl better. I agree 100%. I don't get lacy ponchos. I think ponchos is something that's designed to keep you warm. I think, I guess, I don't know, it's like maybe like a design, a fashion thing. You wear a very lacy poncho on top of a tank top, and instead of like where, I don't know, it's like your top. But I just don't get it, you know. It's not that I'm like, I don't have problems, of course, with people who do like it and wear it. I'm not saying anything as to their, you know, fashion state or anything like that. You all know me. I never say anything bad to anyone or about anyone. But I just, you know, I wanted, like, personally, for me, I don't wear those stuff. They don't make sense to me. And I also don't design those things because I'm the designer and I get to choose what I do. So like a lacy poncho, or like, I don't know, something that's like a lacy cardigan also is kind of strange to me. If it's not meant to keep you warm and it's just a fashion thing, it doesn't say much to me. You know of a YouTuber, and this is how she demonstrates her patterns. Oh, really? I did not know that. Who is that? It is a holiday here as well today. We celebrated Mother's Day today. I got some beautiful gifts for my kids. They were so cute. Lacy poncho is a good cover up in summer times, but like, I mean, for me personally, again, in summertime, maybe it's because I come from the desert. Well, not where I live now, but I grew up in the desert, and like in the summer you would wear as least amount of clothes as possible because it would get to like 45 degrees Celsius. And here in Germany, we don't really have that. Like we either have summer where it's very, very hot, or not summer, and then it's too cold to wear anything like that. So, and I mean, Catherine, you live not far away from me, so I would assume the weather where you are is about the same. In the summertime, if I get cold in the summertime, I just put on a cardigan. Like a lacy poncho, something that has a lot of holes in it. It doesn't make sense to me. It, again, like I said, it's a fashion choice. So I'm not like commenting on anyone else's fashion state. I'm saying, to me, in my personal mind, it doesn't make sense. Francine, you use that too? Paper craft. Lacy says she's in Florida and it is always as hot in the depth of heat. I think the lacy poncho are really cute and offer a way to dress up in a simple tank sometimes. All right. See that now when you explain it that way, that kind of makes sense to me. Yes, cotton is good for the southern regions. Swimsuit cover is something that I totally get, for example. I mean, I own a whole bunch of swimsuit covers. Exactly. It's a climate difference thing. So, I mean, Barb also lives not far away from me. And I mean, I think both me and Barb don't wear these kind of things. I mean, for me in the summertime, if I'm a little chilly, I will go for a shawl. But again, it's just me. In the spring and fall, can wear a heavier shirt than a lacy poncho. It's just, yeah. I think maybe, like I said, maybe it is a climate thing. When you go out and wear a nice dress, it is similar to a cardigan. So you mean like instead of wearing a cardigan, you would wear that? But isn't that like something that, I don't know. Isn't that like something that's like harder to like take off whenever you don't need it anymore? I don't know. Again, maybe, you know, so maybe I'm doing something wrong. More comfortable sometimes. You have some of your fluff camouflaged in the lacy poncho. It's more an accessory than a garment. Oh, see, when you say it like that, that makes sense. It's like a belt around your waist that you don't really need because it doesn't actually hold anything. But that I get. You don't do lacy ponchos, but lacy cardigan, yes. Sparkly yarn, great for lacy ponchos to dress up. Yeah. Well, don't get me started about lacy and sparkly yarn. All right. Right. Summertime, I would also normally grab either a shawl or a cardigan. But that's a different discussion. All right. So, since there were no more questions about bottom up, let's talk about separates. So, you know what? No, actually, you know what? Let's talk first about one piece. Exactly, useless belt, right? Okay, again, I'm straying away a lot today, so I apologize for those of you who watch this on replay. Just use the fast forward button, okay? Just fast forward like 3 minutes, skip my short story that is not at all relevant to today's class. But when I was 17, I think, the whole belt around the waist that doesn't actually hold anything but just like makes your talia show started, or not started, but maybe came back because it was obviously in fashion before, and then you know, one of those trends that come back every few years. So it was suddenly very high in fashion. I was like this, you know, 16, 17-year-old, and I was like, oh, the world is so stupid, everything's so dumb, why do people even care about fashion? Why do I care how I look? If people don't like me for the way I am, you know, this was like my attitude, and I was like, ugh. And my best friend showed up to school one day wearing one of those belts, and I gave her such a hard time. I had like a real fight with her about it, that we didn't speak for 2 weeks because she wore a belt that didn't hold anything. Now, we are best friends to the day, until today, you know, we are still best friends. We actually like have kids about the same ages, and we're still in daily contact and everything. So I love her very much, but I do not forget that stupid time where I gave her such a hard time. I didn't speak to her for 2 weeks because she dared to wear a belt that doesn't actually hold anything. And I was like, why do you care what people wear? Yes. Oh, Claptrap says the lacy ponchos you've seen on YouTube don't even work as a cover-up. Oh, okay. Thank you, Lacey. I'm glad. It's just to appear more dressed. Okay, we're still talking about lacy ponchos. I thought we get through that. Get through. Any of us make it through being a teenager, right? How the hell do you? I was, right? I was totally mocha. Yeah, I was totally small, you know, insight into the way I was. All right, so let's talk about one piece. So one piece are those designs that are either made like you know, from the back and then to the front and then just sew up the sides, or from the front to the back, sew as the sides. side to side, like I don't remember who said in the chat before they don't like side to side, where your beginning chain is actually the all the way from the bottom over your shoulder and up, and then you work it like this, chain for the neck hole and continue the other side, and then just sew up the sides. So all these kind of pieces are all called a one piece, which means you pretty much make your whole garment in one piece, and in order to make the hole for your neck, you chain. So you chain and skip stitches. So you chain a chain and you skip the stitches on the row, and then you attach it on the other side and continue working. And then in the end, you fold your piece in half and sew it down the sides. So, for example, do not ask how you made it through your teen years. Oh, I was a terrible teen. I actually, the time when I was a teen is the reason why I didn't want to have girls. I just happened to have two boys, and so I'm very happy with that. If I ever had a daughter, I mean, she was like me, I would disinherit her or something. I was a terrible, terrible teenager. Terrible. Not just teenager, like this went through to my late 20s, I think. I was a terrible, terrible, terrible person. All right, so this behind me, for example, the Sherwood cape is a one piece. So you start it in the back, you work it all the way to the shoulder, and then you work one side of the front, the other side of the front, and then you sew it together on the sides. So this is a one piece. This poncho that I have also showed here many times is also a one piece. So it starts here at the bottom, you work it all the way up, then on the shoulder row you work the beginning of the row, then you make a chain, skip a number of chains on the body, reattach your yarn here, work the rest of the row, and then you continue working the same way for the back. So it's actually all one piece. Now, before I show you another one, let's see. Yeah, girls, right? I'm totally all for enabling. This is an enabler channel, so feel free to enable each other as much as you want. You have a daughter who is 20, beginning to wonder if those years ever end. Oh, well, they did for me. I don't know if they do for everyone. I mean, right now my mom and I are best friends, but it wasn't always like that. Mocha said she had a mini-me. Luckily, so much alike, you knew what to look for. Ah, that's good. that is good. Yes, well, being a teen is just hard anytime, I think. You love that construction, you just always mess it up. Which one are we talking about, Lacey? Are we talking about this? Mocha. Your daughter just turned 29 and still not over. Maybe it never does. Maybe we just think, like, we become women and we think we are not long like that, but our mothers are like, oh my god. That can also be. Alright, so like before I show you another piece, I just want to say that when you work a bottom-up piece, the one thing you need to remember is that because you work it, it doesn't matter if you work it from the back, then chain, then do the front, or from the front, then chain and do the... Because it's worked this way, so it will be sort of like folded over your body. If you have a motif in the... or a pattern in the in your fabric, then it won't be the same direction going up and down. So if you have, I don't know, fans, on the front side they will be facing up, but on the back side they will be facing down. I hope that made sense. That's just something that you need to consider in case you do make a one piece design. So let me know if that was clear. The over the shoulder left is right, Lacey said. That is the pattern that she always messes up. Okay. Jean says this method looks the best for her. One piece sewn up later, and that's that. Yeah, exactly. Like, you like that a lot. I do too. I think it's very easy. It's just, it doesn't work with any stitch because, like I said, front and back, the stitches don't face the same direction, which is something that you need to take into consideration. So if you have like a very intricate design or whatever, it won't look the same front and back. And then also when you sew it down the side, you will have like on the place where both sides meet, you will have like a difference in directionality. So that's something you need to keep in mind in case you design that kind of pattern. You give her a lot of side eyes. You getting a lot of ideas of what to make. Oh, Francine, I would love to see what you end up making following today's Yarniversity. What style poncho will channel members making in May? Raglan. It will be Raglan. I might be able to give you guys a sneak peek of that poncho that we will be making. 1 second. If you give me a sec, I have to reach far away. Okay. Okay. Now, please take into consideration, this is not the final design. This is a workout piece that I made in order to test the stitch. It will not look exactly like this. It will be similar, not exactly the same. So the members only poncho this month will look something like this. Hope you see that. So we'll have a roll-on neck or turtleneck, and it will have this very interesting, let me see. Yes, now you can see it. Very interesting 3D stitch design. That's a sneak peek. But again, this is the tryout version. It will not actually look like that exactly. It will be similar. Right, Lacey, yes, you need to keep in mind, no directionality stitches. You'd be wanting to try a V-neck raglan. It's very similar to making a poncho or like a V-neck poncho. Angela. A beginning such as myself could make an actual garment that isn't a scarf. Yes, you can, Jean. They are, especially raglan ones, are very, very easy. Happy Mother's Day, Christy. Cheers to you. Happy Mother's Day. Happy birthday to everyone's daughters. I have not been following your private conversation. You like that? I'm glad you guys like that. So that is the one that we will be making on the members only live chat. I think, I don't remember, was it the 23rd of May? There is already a notice on it on both Facebook and YouTube. Would it matter what type of yarn? No, it would not, as all of my patterns, you can use whatever yarn you want. I'm totally an NA. You guys know me. I need like a pin, right? Oh my god, I forgot my pin today. Would you guys excuse me for just 1 second? I did not go and your screen did not freeze. Okay? I'm coming right back. All right, I'm still here. I'm still here. Nothing happened. Turtleneck with short or no sleeves. Oh, Catherine, that is actually a piece of garment I do understand. Sorry for the knistering. I'm opening something here. That is actually a piece of garment I do understand because I like to wear a lot of like layering. So I would wear like a turtleneck with no sleeves on top of a long sleeve shirt on another color or something like that. You hope it is front posts. Need help to increase on front post stitches. Yeah, Lacey, there are front posts involved. You're using crushed velvet. Doris, I'm really looking forward to seeing that. It's the day after your birthday, so you remember when it is, Catherine, and we will remember when your birthday is. Sparkle it is, says Whisper. All right, look, yeah, right? I need like an enabler pin. I did not find something like that, but I did find something else that I really want to show you guys. Right before Yarniversity, that's when it will be. All right, so look what I got. Look at my new pin. I crochet and I know things. See? That's me! Ta-da! Wait. You guys will excuse me for being totally incapable of putting this on my shirt right now because of all my hair. Oh man, why do I have so much hair? Okay. So, there you go. Can you see it? No, I totally put it in the wrong place. All right. Next time. I crochet and I know things. Tyrion. Yeah, Tyrion. It should go here, probably. There you go. So, I crochet and I know things. I hope you guys agree with that. All right, so any questions about oh wait, I wanted to show you another one piece with sleeves. So the model fits me. Oh, Jane, that is so great. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, that makes me very happy. So I wanted to show you a one piece that actually has sleeves because the one I showed you before, it's very easy. It's just a poncho, you make a rectangle. But here is a one piece where you have sleeves. So this is a one piece cardigan or a no-sew cardigan. And the way you make something like this is the same way. So you start at the bottom, you chain your beginning chain, you work all the way up until you get to under your armpits. And then you have to drop your yarn and attach another ball of yarn and chain a long chain, the length that you want the sleeve to be. And then with the yarn that you were working on the other side, you chain a long chain the same length. And then you continue working because you see it's now you have a one long piece to work. So you work it all the way up to the neck. And then it's time to start working the front. So what do? You divide in half. So now you drop one side and you only work front and back rows on the other side until you make the front side of the sleeve. Then you reattach your yarn on the other side and only work these rows until you have the other side of the sleeve. And then if you want, you can attach them together in the middle and work the front as a one piece, or you can continue working each side separately and have it as a cardigan. But it is exactly the same concept as this, only when you get to under the armpit, you stop, add another ball of yarn for the chain, and then continue working. It's just a larger piece that you are working. I hope that was, I hope that made sense, and I hope that helped. But if you do intend to make something that has sleeves, for a beginner or for someone who hasn't made sleeves before, this method of a one piece is very, very easy to make for a beginner, because all you do is make your rectangle bigger by adding a chain. So it's very, like, it's way easier. So a one piece cardigan for someone who's a beginner will be easier than separates cardigan. So yeah, because the sleeves are actually made as a one piece together with the rest of the piece and are not added later. You don't have to attach and reattach. Mocha says she doesn't like turtlenecks. Going to have to convert that to a hood. You can. The model totally fits me. You said that. I read that one already. Thank you. Oh, thank you, D. You guys making me blush. Your wrist hurts from crocheting too much. Oh, you started with the Sis Love shawl. Ooh. You progressed really fast, but now you're missing 4 stitches. Oh no. Oh yeah, those are, that is a hard shawl. It's one of those shawls that you really have to keep count on your stitches. But I have faith in you. If you can figure it out, on one of the single crochet rows, just add 4 stitches. Just watch it. You guys like the cardigan. You had a thought kind of like that in your brain, but you couldn't make it work in real life. Well, Lacey, I hope that explanation helped. And no sew sweater. You think you want to cry with happiness. That grandkid is forever asking me to make her a sweater, but I hate sewing pieces together. That's my dislike of granny squares. Mocha, I will probably forget because that's the way I am. But if you right now have a possibility on another device or another window, write me an email. Write me an email and I will get you, not this specific pattern, but I will send you a cardigan, one-piece cardigan pattern that I have. And it's great for kids. Very easily adjustable, by the way, if you watched, through Yarniversity. Thank you, D. You like the colors? I made that one for my son. This was for the Crochet Cardigan Challenge by DIY Creations, Jeanette. That was my entry. I made that for my son. And every time I have to sneak it out of his of his closet when I want to show it, because he really likes it. And he doesn't like it when I take it out. I have to also make sure I put it back in before he sees that it's not there. You want to make wearable patterns, but you're still nervous about the sizing for bigger sizes. Well, Kim, I really hope that if you have time, that you watch the first part of the design workshop. I explained a lot about sizing, and I hope that will help you a little bit with feeling more confident about sizing. Mocha just sent me a picture of her when it's done. I would love to see it. You're making a poncho with the same colors? I love those colors, right? Fall colors, my colors, you know? Burgundy, mustard, and how do you call this green? Like dark green? Those, you know, those are my colors. Is that emerald green? It's a little darker than emerald green, right? Okay, so any questions before we move on to parts, separate parts, about one piece? So one piece, sweaters, cardigans, dresses, it can be anything, yeah? Or just so we are clear. This can literally be any wearable that is made from either the front, then chain for the neck, then back, and then sew on the sides, or the other way around. Your university colors, Jana, really? Great colors. Hunter green, yes, I like that. Pecker's green. Okay. Sap green. I think I like hunter green. I don't know why. I kind of like it. Adding sleeve by working in a round. Would you need to adjust anything or make any shape around the armholes? Adding sleeves by working in a round. You mean like on the raglan that we spoke about before, after you do the whole piece, if you want to add sleeves? Is that your question? Sorry. Oh, Lacey, you lied. It's a shawl. Okay, you got a poncho on your mind from the discussion earlier. So you're making a shawl using those colors. All right. Your first sweater ever was a one-piece pullover from Hobie. Took away all your hesitancy over making sweaters. Turned out great. I'm very glad to hear that, Judy. American football team. Yeah, I know who the Packers are. I was just laughing because I find it funny that it's called Packers green. But yes, because obviously it wasn't called that way because before they chose the color, right? I mean, now it's never mind. It's just fine. All right. So can we move on to talk about separates? Give me, you know, like a thumbs up or something. While you do that, I will remind you, if you haven't yet gone back to comment on last week's Yarniversity in order to enter into the giveaway, you should do that now because after I talk about separates and socks, I will be pulling a winner from that. So if you haven't yet, please go back and watch that. And I will, in a second, show you what today's giveaway would be. So here is what's going to be in today's giveaway. So in order to enter the giveaway, as always, once this video goes into replay, come back to the video, comment down below, let me know which one of the methods that we spoke about today you are most eager to try or most interested in designing, okay? This is the question. So the question is, which one of the methods we spoke about today are you most eager to try or most interested in designing yourself? And you let me know in the comments on the video once it goes into replay, which will enter you to the giveaway, and the winner of that will be chosen next week. And in today's giveaway, because it's Mother's Day, I thought I'll put something a little special. So there's no yarn today, but there are yarn and crochet related things. So the first is this beautiful project bag, it's a drawstring bag. You see that? It's like a doves, right? Golden birds. So I'm holding it next to my head so you can see how big it is. So it's a project bag, it's a drawstring. Very, very nice one. So this And to match it, I have this beautiful mug. And I hope that whoever wins it will use that mug and a coaster that comes with it. Will use that mug the next time they watch Yarniversity. So that would be this week's giveaway. If you want to enter, all you have to do is come back to the video once it goes into replay and comment down below the answer to the question that I have just asked. You love all the information. I'm very happy and you're welcome. For those who want to know why I can say breasts in Hebrew and have Amazon Prime, check out Coupling Season 1, Episode 5. Thank you, Catherine. That's very useful information. I do already know how to say breasts in Hebrew, but if you guys want to learn, where's my pen? Oh my god, this shirt is so unfunctional. My pen keeps, like, it's never in the screen, so you guys just remember that I crochet and I know things. All right. I promise that next week I will have it better placed on whatever top I'm wearing. Hello, Crochet Planet. It's okay. You can always watch the replay if you're interested. I'm glad you all liked the prize, and like I said, all you have got to do is come back to the video once it goes into replay, comment down below and tell me which of the methods that we spoke about today you are most eager to try or to design. Let me take a sip. All right, so the next thing we want to talk about is separates. So separate parts which are sewn together. Now, separate parts which are sewn together is probably the most complicated and generally hated method of making any garment. However, parts which are made separately, then sewn together, shaped separately, then sewn together, are normally the most fitted and well-constructed projects. So normally when you make each part separately, it's designed in a way that when you construct them together, it is very fitted, it fits very nicely around your arms, it fits very nicely around your taille and everything. So you know, it's a design choice. It's whatever you're most comfortable working on. I'm not saying this method is better than this one. I'm just saying, as a general, it has, those kind of garments have more shape to them. They are less boxy, less they have ease in the right places, but not like same ease all over. I hope that makes sense to you guys. You like to put pins on a wall hanging you made for such, otherwise you lose them. Oh, for my pin, you mean? Boo to separates. Yeah, okay. So, but separates can be something as easy as putting two rectangles together. This, for those of you who don't know, haven't seen, this is my zigzag tunic. Can you see that? It has like a 3D zigzag design to it. Maybe you can see it better like this. Imogen was wearing this a few months ago, so some of you may have seen it being worn. Now this is the easiest method of sewing two parts together. This is making one rectangle, making the other rectangle, sewing them together on the sides, sewing them together on the top, and adding sleeves and a brim. Okay, so this is the the zigzag tunic. So it can be as easy as that, and it can be as complex as, you know, people are crocheting these like amazing trench coats where everything is like very, very nicely shaped and it looks just like a, you know, something you bought in the store. So pretty much anything that's two separate parts which are then sewn together is separate. So it's a very broad kind of design area, right? You love the tunic? Thank you. Well, everything I showed today, if it is my design, like the Sherwood cape or the tunic or the dress or the not the dress, the sweater, the socks, then the tutorials are on my channel, or some of them have written pattern on my Etsy shop. But well, whatever is my design, and if it is my design and it has a tutorial, I linked it in the description box below. But if it's not my design, I did not, because I don't want to take credit for other people. So this tunic is very easy. It's just two parts sewn together. Then we have, this is my pentagon sweater, and I wore this a few weeks ago here on Yarniversity, so maybe you've seen me wear it. But and Imogen was wearing it for a while too. So this is, again, this is a granny pentagon. Then you make two of them, one from the front and one for the back. Then you sew them together, and then you make the sleeves and sew these on. So this is also separates, but this has more shape to it. Maybe you can see. So when you look at the side of it here, you can see that it's not straight. It has like, do you see that? So it has shaping. So when you wear it, it looks more on the body, and that is very hard to achieve with any of the other methods that we spoke about, because just because of the way that, you know, even the clothes that we wear every day, you know, sewn clothes that we buy in stores, they are all made that way. They are made in separates, which are then sewn together, like the conventional method of making clothes. So yeah, so when you actually crochet that way, it's sort of like making fabric, right? So you crochet the shape of the fabric that you want, and you construct them all together. So that is separates. Now, when you make a garment in separates, you have a tremendous amount of work. First of all is sorry, I don't know what's going on with my voice right now. I had that last week, right, too, but I'm not sick anymore, so it's very weird. So in the construction of separates, each piece has its own shaping. So you will have to crochet each piece separately and do increases and decreases almost on every piece. And then you will have the work of sewing them together and making them fit right. And especially if you're making it with a variegated yarn and you want it to look cohesive or symmetric, then you will have to like really fit where the colors changes and all that. So it's of course a tremendous amount of work in comparison to any of the other things that we looked at before. However, the end result most of the time, let's say 80% of the time, is more fitted. It looks more like a store-bought garment, right? Right, and just like Catherine said, separates which are made separate parts separately and then sewn together are a lot easier to adapt in case you want to change something in a pattern, you want to make it smaller or bigger, or use a different yarn or use a different, you know, stitch. Normally, those kind of patterns are easier to adjust. What weight yarn did you use for the pentagon sweater? For this one, this yarn is a lightweight 3. This is the specific yarn I use is called Hurricane. It is again from Hobbii. because reasons. So the specific yarn I used is Hurricane from Hobie. It is a lightweight 3 acrylic yarn. You are looking at that pentagon top before this live and you want to make it very cute and different. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, like I said, the tutorial is on my channel. It is actually very easy to make. You know, you just you make 2 pentagons and then you make sleeves. So the construction of it is not, it's not, even though it's separate parts, it's not one of those tremendously difficult separate parts. Like I said, there are patterns. Actually, Barb showed me a pattern a few, I think it was last week, a specific pattern which literally is designed as you would a sewing pattern, right? So there's like specific shaping of the sleeves and the top so that when you fold them in half they will fit right with the shoulders. And so I imagine that when that piece is all sewn together, it looks amazing. It's just a tremendous amount of work. So it all depends on what kind of crocheter you are, of course, and of course what kind of designer you are, because we are talking design. So if you do design these more high-end type designs that are like a year-long project, something that you actually like work on for a very long time, and in the end, of course, you are very proud of whatever it is that you made, but you do put a lot of work into it, then you know, maybe separates is your way to go. Yeah, sorry, I have yarn fuzz all over me right now from that sweater. You made a granny square sweater and it is so stiff. You used a 4-weight made with acrylic. Jana, there are so many reasons why it can be stiff. It doesn't necessarily have to be the yarn. It can be the yarn to hook match. It can be the specific oh man, I have yarn fuzz stuck on my lip. One second. Okay, no, it's finally gone. It can be specifically the matching of yarn to hook size. It can be the type of yarn, the fiber that you use. It can be so many things. So I don't really know if, you know, but yeah, definitely. If I mean, now is the only thing you can do is to try to soak it in some fabric softener, or like wool wash or something of a sort. Although wool wash will probably not do the same because it is acrylic. But I would like try to soak it or something. Yeah, the right, the coat that you showed me, Whisper, that was like very high construction going on there. Yeah, like Lacey said, I think, Jana, that a lot of it depends on the type of yarn that you use, but not only. I mean, it can also be a yarn to hook ratio thing, because you know, the yarn, your tension, the size of the hook, if they don't fit, a lot of times that can cause the pieces to be stiff as well. I have a baby blanket that I made. When was it? Oh wow, that was years ago. Okay, so I made a baby blanket and it was made with bulky weight yarn. It was specially made with a bulky weight yarn because I wanted it to be thicker. It was going to be winter for someone who lives in a very cold area. So I made her a baby blanket, and I used the type of hook that was mentioned on the ball band, and that was before I had all the knowledge that I have now. So if you guys remember when I told you guys when we did Yarniversity about reading the ball band, and I told you don't listen to the ball band. So back then I did not know that. And I followed the ball band and I used the hook that was mentioned, and the blanket it came out very, very stiff, to the point where in the end I made a whole other blanket and gave it to my friend, and the blanket that came out so stiff became a rug. It was that stiff. It was like, you know, like a floor rug. And years later, when I became a more experienced crocheter and I now know everything that I know, my problem was I needed to use a bigger hook. That's all. Was cheaper yarn? You forgot the size hook. Well, as long as it's cute and you wear it, who cares? All right. Any questions about separates? Construction of separates. Man, what's going on to me today? I really feel like I'm losing my voice. That happened to me last week too. But last week I was sick, like you guys know, and I was already losing my voice a whole week long. But now I've had it. I mean, I was okay the whole week, and now as I'm sitting here and talking, I'm losing my voice again. Maybe I'm still not 100%, even though I thought I was. Liz said she was a rebel. Use a half size bigger hook from what the recommendation is. Yes, don't follow the rules. If you watch my channel, you know, don't follow the rules. The hook size can have, it can have very big influence. All right, so are we okay on separates? Can I move on? I only have one more thing to show you, actually. And, well, one item, two things to show. But, once again, I will remind you that if you haven't yet, you still have a few minutes to go and comment on last week's Yarniversity. Yeah, a lot of things are blooming here. Only, I mean, I've lived in Germany for 10 years now, and I am not allergic to anything here, so this is really weird. My throat is saying I need more one. I always need more one. Right? Angela, yes, the wine is helping. You also, yeah, get allergies. I've never had, I mean, I think I'm the one person in my family who does not have allergies. All right, so next thing I want to show you is some sock construction, because we were talking garments the whole time. Hi, Inge, welcome in. So now I want to show you some socks. Now, anyone who have ever made socks, and now I'm talking crochet socks, even though what I'm about to say is correct to both knitting and crochet. So there are a few ways of making socks. You can make them top down, which means from the brim is the first thing you make, and then you go down. You can make them toe up, which means the toe is the first thing you make, and then you go up. Then there are ones where you make them toe up, and then you stop, make the heel, reattach the yarn, and make the leg. Or you make the whole sock, you skip the heel, it's called like an afterthought heel, and then you add the heel after the whole sock is done. So there are a lot of different ways to construct socks. In crochet, when talking crochet, my personal favorite method is toe up. The reason I like toe up is because it begins with increasing, and then you can increase as much as you want. Pretty much any sock pattern that you will follow, even if it tells you to increase until you have that amount of stitches. If it's still too small for you, you can pretty much just keep increasing the same way until you get the right size that you need, until it is the right size for your own foot. So why I like toe up, because you can pretty much size it to whatever size foot that you have. If you have like narrow feet, flat feet, you know, all feet are so different. So that's why I like toe up. So I like toe up socks. Once it's bottom down socks, so the ones that starts from the brim, a lot of times you will have to like make them or measure so that they will go around the part in your leg where you want your sock or the top of your sock to be. So if you want like knee-high socks, you will have to make the brim go around your knee area. If you want them like ankle, then you need to measure there. So making top-down socks requires more measuring, in my opinion, than toe up. I think toe up, you just, when you make your increases, you increase until you have the size that you need. Then you continue making the sock, and then you can also decide how long you want your sock to be. So if you want it higher or shorter, or longer or shorter, according to how much yarn you have once you got to this part here. So if you have a lot of yarn left, you can continue and making it a longer sock. That's what I personally like about toe up. Socks, said Kim, just not crochet ones. Yeah, you've tried, it's not something you like, but my socks are, thank you. My socks that I'm holding are, these are the Sunnydale socks. This is my design. The pattern for this can be found on my Etsy shop. The link to my Etsy is in the description box below, and don't forget that viewers on my channel get a discount. Hi Ma, shalom. נשיקות, מואה. המון המון אהבה. אוהבת אתכם. תודה שבאתם. That's my mom in the chat, writing in Hebrew. Say hi. That is stock weight yarn. Yes, it is. Fingering weight hand-dyed yarn by Whisper Crochet. Hufflepuff. That is the Hufflepuff yarn by Whisper Crochet. And the black yarn is Schneewittchen. And that is a yarn, another hand-dyed yarn by Little Vicious Stitches. So this sock is actually a mesh between two wonderful yarn dyers. Those are my Hufflepuff socks. So these are the Sunnydale socks. I have another one of them here. These are also the Sunnydale socks. The same pattern, different yarn again, fingering weight yarn, hand-dyed yarn. Now these are two yarns by Little Vicious Stitches. The main color here is called Fire Rock, and the brim and heel and toe, that red, is called Siren. And you guys know Little Vicious Stitches. I have so many videos about her in my channel. I love her a lot. She's my favorite yarn dyer. And yeah, so those are the socks. The Sunnydale socks pattern, if you're interested, is on my Etsy shop. So the Sunnydale sock pattern is a toe up pattern that is very, very easy to adjust to whatever size foot you need. Are there patterns without the heel? You mean like yoga socks? Of course, just don't make the heel. Yes, my mom is here on Mother's Day. Isn't that wonderful? Your foot is so small. You're thinking that handmade socks is the best way to go. Yeah, you know, like I said, when it's toe up, you can make them whichever size you want. You just keep increasing until it is your foot size, and then you make a tube, because that's what a sock is pretty much. Yeah, it's Buffy, Harry Potter, and Snow White hybrid. Exactly, Catherine. Exactly. That's what those socks are. um, Knitting socks is the thing in the Netherlands, really? Well, I mean, I have knitted socks before. Oh, where are my knitted socks? They're not here. I have knitted socks before, but I just like to crochet them better. I feel like it goes quicker. I mean, because crochet is quicker. But here, this is a different sock design. It's also my design, but you cannot find it anywhere because I scrapped it. Maybe one day I'll revive it. But so this sock design is also a toe up, where you start the toe and you go up. But here, what you do is, once you get to the heel part, you stop here, and then you just work rows. So back and forth rows until you have the length of the heel that you want. And then you continue working the sock, and then in the end, when the sock is finished, you have to come back and sew the back of your heel. So the difference between these two methods is no sew, a little bit of sewing. That's the difference between the two methods. Yeah, exactly. Blame the Dutch people for sock knitting. Right? Crochet is faster. Crochet is always faster, which is why I like, I mean, I do both. I crochet and I knit, but I like crochet better. For the toe increases, do you increase until you get to where your toe meets the foot? And do many pitches? 4 stitches to create a toe box. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Lacey, but I'll explain real quick about on it's easier for me to explain when I show you. So this is the toe, right? My specifically my pattern starts with a chain that you work around, and then you work in rounds, because actually, it's a tube. So you work focus. You work in rounds, and once this part, so the toe part, is the width. Okay, so once the toe part is the width of your foot, so that when you put it over your toes, it covers all of them and comes to the point where your foot begins, then you stop increasing, and then you work the foot until you get to until you have the length that you need, and you worked all these rows, and when you put it over your foot, it comes to the bottom of your heel. And then specifically with my pattern, you don't work the heel, you skip the heel and make the leg, which is this part, and then you make the brim, and then you come back and add the heel. That's just, specifically this pattern, but there are patterns who will tell you to continue working until you get to the heel, then work the heel, then rejoin to make the leg and the brim. There are, as far as I know, I know 3 different, but in crochet, not in knitting. In crochet, I know 4 different methods of making the heel. So there's the back and forth rows, and then there is the back and forth increase decrease, which is something that you do. So both the back and forth row and the back and forth increase decrease are methods that are worked, or what they call a heel, the heel flip. Those are two methods that are worked on the go. So you make the foot and then you make the heel. And then there are two methods of making the heel after you have made the whole sock. Then you come back and make the heel. One is a spiral heel, and the other one is like I did. So it's I'm not sure what it's called. Like a decrease heel. I'm not sure what this method is called, but it's so the spiral heel looks like a spiral, obviously. And then this one has a flat bottom, just like the toe. So it's very similar to the way the toe is made. Did you see Dan Dennis and Mr. Nitvia? Oh, okay. That's Dutch channels. Are those Dutch channels? I'm not sure. Or maybe no. I don't know. I have no idea. Who's Dan Dennis? That sounds like a Dutch thing, but it might not be. You got hung on a couple different patterns that you did not like, the toe, specifically the starting chain, but they only used 4 chains to start and it confused me. Oh, Lacey, any pattern that starts with a chain toe can be altered to start with a round. Any pattern you want. You can alternate the toe part to a round instead of a chain. Like instead of a straight, you can do a round. If you need help with that, write me an email. I would love to explain how that works. All right. So, I mean, I could literally continue. We already spoke in previous Yarniversity, previous parts of this specific series. We did talk about construction of hats. We did discuss top-down and bottom-up hats, so I don't feel a need to mention that again. If you missed that, I think we spoke about it in both parts 1 and 2 of this Yarniversity series. And we did discuss other, constructions of shawls. So I think that over the past 4 parts of Yarniversity, we pretty much covered construction methods of the main crochet thing. I mean, the things that you have to explain, because I don't think you need to explain construction of blankets, right? But everything that needs explanations, I think we went through. So, but if you have any questions that have to do with construction of different things, put them in the chat now. I will give it a few seconds to see if anything like major comes up, and then we will go and choose the winner from last week's Yarniversity. Okay. In the meantime, while you guys put your your questions in, if you haven't yet, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, I would very much appreciate it if you subscribe. If you want to join our membership program, we would very much appreciate it. Remember that the members only live chat where we will learn to make that poncho that I showed you a very sneak peek of the of my how do you say, how do you call it? It's my man, I'm missing a word. how do you call that thing you make to develop a product? The prototype. It's my prototype. So I showed you a small sneak peek of my prototype of the poncho. And if you are interested in being there for that live stream where we'll learn to make it, you'll have to be a member of the channel. Okay. It's a Dutch designer. I thought it was. You're going to try my pattern. Oh, thank you. I would love to see how it turns out. Anything, like I said in the beginning of this live stream, if you make anything using any of my patterns, I would love to see. So please don't forget to post it on our Facebook group, J-Hook Crochet Facebook group. If you post it on Instagram, please tag me, J-Hook Crochet, or well, actually it's Crochet J-Hook on Instagram. But my link is in the description box below and you can find me there. And if you don't have no Instagram, no Facebook, email it to me. I want to see things that you guys make using my patterns and tutorials. You're going to try the socks. I would love to see that. Can you start a sock using a magic circle at the toe and work the round? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Like I said, any pattern of socks that starts with a chain and then work around the chain can also be start with a circle and work around the circle. It's just an adjustment of the stitch count. Remember, it's always an adjustment of the stitch count. Just look at the end of the toe, how many stitches you need in order to work the foot. And instead of working the toe like they tell you, start with a circle and increase the circles the way you increase circles, you know, every so the first row, 2 stitches in so 6 or 12 stitches, 2 stitches in every stitch on the second row, 1 stitch increase, 1 stitch increase on the third row, 2 stitches increase, 2 stitches increase on the fourth, and so on until you have all the way around the number of stitches that you need to start the foot. You know, easy out there. You still have that message on WhatsApp. Do I need to read it now? Because one second. I can't because I have the chat running on my phone for an emergency in case the screen for some reason stops, because it happens sometimes. So whenever the screen stops, I look at my phone, and if I open WhatsApp, the chat stops moving on my phone. That's just my phone. That's the way it works. So I cannot read it right now. If it's something really, really important, I like send it to me on Facebook, because I can open Facebook on my computer. Send me a Facebook message, Barb. Can you give an estimate of how much yarn we will need for the poncho? No, I can't, because it depends what kind of yarn you choose. If you're working with a medium or bulky, I think you'll need about 1,500 to 1,800 meters. And of course, if you're using a lighter weight, you will need more. So for my poncho prototype, I used a medium weight, and I used about 1,250 meters, something like that. One second. Let's see. Barb wrote me. Oh, okay, everyone, listen to that. So, Yarniversity members get €5 extra discount on the sale that Barb Whisper Crochet has right now going on her yarns. If you tell her Yarniversity sent me. So, when you contact Barb on Facebook, she sells her yarns on her Facebook page, Whisper Crochet on Facebook. So if you want to buy yarn from Barb, and when you buy from her, you tell her, you send her a message and you said, I was sent through Yarniversity, then you will get €5 extra discount on her yarns. Thank you, Barb. That is very nice of you. And I will be sure to write it into the description box once this goes into replay, and tell that to everyone. Okay, so since there were no other questions that regard construction, can I understand from that today's Yarniversity was very clear and understandable for everyone? I hope the information was useful to you. I hope that you enjoyed it, that you liked it, that you had fun hanging out with me. And in the meantime, I am getting the comments from last week's Yarniversity into the YouTube random comment picker. And there you go. All right, now remember, I will be choosing the winner. Once we see who the winner is, I have to read their comments. If their comment has nothing to do with whatever was said on the lesson, so if they just said great lesson, or I was here, I was watching, or something like that, then it doesn't count. The answer has to be something that has to do with what was said on the lesson. And remember, for this week, if you want to enter the giveaway, once you come back and watch the replay, I did ask a specific question. I asked, which ones of the method that we spoke about today in construction are you most eager to try or design a garment in? That is a question for today's video. For last week's video, I did ask that the comment would have something to do with the lesson. So if the comment that comes up does not, we will have to choose another winner, okay? Okay, so here we go. Oops. There you go. And we have Anvita. Anvita saying, thanks for showing how multiple patterns can be seamlessly combined to get our dream pattern. Well, Anvita did mention things that we spoke about in the Yarniversity class. So congratulations to Anvita. You are the winner. And Anvita, I do have your address, but I will need you to email me to claim your prize and confirm that you know that you have won. But congratulations to Anvita, and cheers to you. I'm glad you guys all enjoyed the class. I'm glad you guys liked it and appreciate it. Great. I'm glad it was clear. You are all very, very welcome. I'm very happy that you guys all come every week and join me and, listen to me. I'm very glad, Lacey, that this could be helpful. And yes, congratulations to Anvita. Cheers. Don't forget to write me to claim your prize. Next week's Yarniversity will be all about shapes, different shapes, and that will be, so next week's Yarniversity will be the part that concludes our design workshop. I do want to say this, at the end of next week's Yarniversity, so the end of the design workshop, I will be giving everyone who took part in the design workshop a design challenge. The design challenge will last for 3 months, and at the end we will have winners with really cool prizes. So if you took part in my design workshop, you still have to watch next week's, of course, but if you haven't watched one of the parts, missed some of the parts, you still have time to go back and watch them and complete the whole series so that you have all the information that you need. And I did say I am not running a lot of challenges this year like I did last year. I'm not running a lot of crochet alongs because I want the ones that I do make to be meaningful and have as many people take part in them and try their hands at. So at the end of next week's Yarniversity, at the end of part 5, I will be talking about this new challenge. So if you miss next week's Yarniversity and you want to know about it, then, you know, also be sure to come back and watch that to know what the challenge is about. As I've said, it will be issued at the end of next week, and then you will have 3 months, whole 3 months to work on it, and the prizes will be quite big. So yeah, thank you all very much for being here today. I appreciate, as always, that you guys come and join and watch. And if you watch this on a replay, I, of course, will appreciate you too, everyone who comes and watch the replay. I hope that the information on Yarniversity is enjoyable, interesting, useful to you guys. I always love to see things that you guys make using the knowledge that you gain here. So, you know, be sure to show them to me. You've seen I've started showing off my students at the beginning of every Yarniversity, and I would very much love to show off all of you. So, you know, let me see what you guys are making. Jana. You guys crack me up sometimes. All right, so I hope that I will see you all next week. There will be 2 videos coming up this week, so, you know, look for them on the channel. I love always reading all of your comments and seeing what you guys have to say about the things that I show. You guys know I'm a total enabler, so there are 2 very enabling videos coming up. And I will see you all in the YouTube hauls. As always, I will leave the chat running for a few more seconds so that everyone can say goodbye to each other. But for now, I will say goodbye. Good night to you all. Have a wonderful day for those of you who still have a day ahead of you. Have a wonderful night for everyone here in Europe or other places in the world where it's already maybe tomorrow. And yeah, I will say thank you all very, very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.